Hello, I see you're interested in the Corsa with
mobile connectivity.
Exactly.
And advanced European engineering for a fun dynamic drive.
All for just £149 initial rental, then £149 a month.
Really?
Search Corsa Energy. Vauxhall. British brand since 1903. Personal contract hire offer on Corsa 3-door Energy 1.4 75 PS in metallic paint. Initial rental £149 plus 47 months at £149. Excess miles over contracted mileage of 20,000 over 48 months, charged at 5 pence per mile. You will not own the car. T's and C's apply. Offer ends March 31st, 2018. Offer not available with free insurance.
This Gamertag episode is brought to you by Gamefly. If you've ever wanted to try a game before you bought it, you should try Gamefly. It's the best way to buy and rent all your favorite games and movies. They're the leading video game rental service with over 9,000 titles to choose from. Just pick your favorite games and have them mailed straight to your door. Then keep them for as long as you want and never worry about late fees. Plus, you can cancel at any time. Visit Gamefly.com/Gamertag to start your free 30-day trial today. That's Gamefly.com/Gamertag.
Gamertag Radio presents E3 2016 coverage. Hosts Danny Pena, Paris Lilly, and Peter Toledo are direct from the convention center floor.
Here we go.
Thumbs up for that. This guy over here is Andy. Andy's now internet famous for being the guy who barrel rolled the Jeep on the stage demo the other day. There's also some great pictures of his awesome wave as well, which is pretty cool. We're both really excited to be here today to give you a behind-the-scenes look at Forza Horizon 3. As you can see, everything at the moment is actually running on the new Xbox One S. But as you would have heard at the briefing or have read later on, we are a Play Anywhere title, which means come September we'll be releasing on both Xbox One and Windows 10. Before we get going, just a bit of background on me. So I have been working on Horizon now since the very first on the 360, so it's been amazing to see the series sort of develop over that time. And I can tell you, as a developer, the sorts of things that get me really excited are the abilities to make something that goes out, reaches an audience and really connects with people. And what's great about working on Horizon is that we get to do exactly that. The Forza community is always growing. You can see the reception we're getting out there, which hopefully some of those people are going to come and sort of get involved as well. We've had over 11 million people play with us already on Xbox One alone. And that means that really, when we start creating this game, we get to create it in the knowledge that there is this huge community for it. And now we've announced for Windows 10 as well. That means we get to usher in that PC gaming community as well, which is super exciting. So I'm going to talk to you today about a game which is entirely new and different. And there's going to be so much information that I'm about to rattle off. I apologise in advance. However, there are three main key points that I'd like you to be able to take away from this today. First is about our new location, which is Australia. It's the biggest, most diverse open world we've ever made, and we're going to talk a bit about how we've made it as pretty as it is. We're also going to talk about how this is a game that puts you in charge and allows you to play the game that you want to play. And we're also going to talk about how we've made this the most social Forza game ever. So, without further ado, we'll jump right in. Andy's going to do some driving for us. And we'll start by talking about Australia. So, Australia is a vast and beautiful country, and we have built an open world which is twice the size of Horizon 2 to accommodate everything. However, more importantly than that, Australia is incredibly diverse, and that's what we were really inspired by back at the studio, and that's what we wanted to deliver to our players this time. So we built a world that has over twice the amount of visual diversity as the previous game. And just to give you a couple of examples of some of our new eco-types, we have the outback, we have the rolling hills, we have rainforests, we have the coastline right here, which you can see looks beautiful, and you can now drive on the sand, skim through the surf. We also have a modern high-rise city in Surfers Paradise further up the coast. What does all this visual diversity mean for our players? Hopefully it means a ton of new driving experiences, and they're all experiences that I've never had in a Forza game before, right? So bouncing across sand dunes, skimming across the sand and the surf like we're doing right now. These are experiences I've never had in a Forza game before, and I think our players are going to absolutely love them. You're going to explore Australia in over 350 amazing cars. That's over 150 more than we had in Horizon 2, for those of you who are counting. Some of them are brand new to Forza, like this stunning Lamborghini Centenario right here, which hopefully you guys have seen out on the stand. It's pretty hard to miss, right? It's rather imposing, beautiful car. We also have some brand new vehicle class types to help you deal with Australia's rugged terrain as well. So we've got, as some specific call-outs, the Aerial Nomad. We've got some Class 10 buggies like the Penhold Cholla, which is featured in our demo. We also have BJ Baldwin's trophy truck as well, which is also in the demo. And of course, this is Australia, so we had to include some iconic Australian heroes in there as well. Australian Forza players have been screaming out for utes in the game for ages. We're finally delivering utes. So we've got the oldest Holden ute in there. We've got some of the latest and greatest production utes from both Ford and Holden. And we've also got some Australian icons in there as well, like the 74 Sandman. So Australia is fully represented in terms of our car roster. We had to do that. It's set in Australia, and we're really delighted that we were able to do it. So next, I want to talk to you a little bit about beauty. So hopefully you guys agree that the sky above us right now is kind of pretty. What you would not have realised is that is a genuine Australian sky. So we had a load of guys who went out on location with a custom-built 12K HDR camera rig that we set up in a field. The guys were sat there for 24 hours at a time with tents and everything. I promise it's not a lie. And they were there all summer recording the skies. They came back to the studio with all this amazing HDR photography, and we put it through a custom-made process back at the studio to allow that to be able to be played back in the game. And that means that we get a fully dynamic, evolving skyscape, which is unlike anything you would have seen in a video game before. And to give you an example of exactly how that looks, we're going to speed up time just for a second right here. So as you can see, all the clouds actually form and change over time. And this is the sort of thing that's traditionally very difficult to find in a video game and reproduce, and that's why we've built the system. It also looks incredibly realistic, right? And that's because it is. We've even got this storm front which builds over here and hooks into our weather system from before, so it will drive the rain, the roads will get wet, the cars will get wet, it will change the driving experience up again. And what's awesome about it is it turns our entire sky into this great HDR light source, which hooks into our PBR system as well. So when we're rendering things like metal and carbon fibre, they look more realistic and more impressive than ever before. Even the roads here, the way they glisten in the sun, this is all stuff that we can show off. Oh, come on, Andy, seriously. So the game's really beautiful, right? And we're really pleased with the way the game looks. People are really responding to that on the show floor. That's great. But what's the game actually about? What do you actually do? So we had this big design philosophy when we started developing Horizon 3. We wanted to put you, the player, in charge of the game, and we've gone about doing that in several ways. First of all, you are literally the festival boss this time. So gone are the days of you being the rookie and working your way up to the top. This time you're in charge, and you get to make all the big decisions which shape your festival. So you get to decide when to expand, where to place new sites within Australia. You even get to decide what music gets played on the stages and what event types are held. And that's really the new story in the game. So you're the boss, right? You get to decide all these important things. However, putting the player in charge meant more than just a brand new storyline. So we've also introduced a brand new feature, which is super cool, called Horizon Blueprints. Blueprint allows you to create your own gameplay and share it instantly with your friends. And we're going to show you how that works right now. So this is the Horizon 3 map. And as I said, it's twice the size of Horizon 2. As you can see, it's absolutely jammed with stuff to do. And there's over 100 hours worth of gameplay in here for you guys to get stuck into, and we think you're going to love it. It's really varied. It's the best campaign we've ever put into a Horizon game before. However, we're doing more than that, so you can go to each of those events and you can customise them to your heart's content and turn them into your dream events with blueprints. And we're going to give you a demo as to exactly how that works. I apologise for Halo Wars' base, by the way. It will pass, I promise. This is an event sign-up. We're going to go to the Championship, and as you can see here, this is the version of the Championship that we've created as developers, and it's automatically set up to work with the car that Andy's currently in. However, if we go to the left, this is Blueprint mode, and this allows you to customise everything to do with that championship. So you can change absolutely everything. You can change the weather conditions, the time of day, which routes it uses, how many routes it uses, the eligible cars, the event restrictions, everything. Now you can even give it its own name, and that's important because if you go to the right, you can see all of the versions of the event that have been made at this location by Andy's friends. And they automatically stream into his version of the game, and they all have their own awesome poster created for them based on the decisions that they've made during the Blueprint process. But what's more important is Andy can now choose to do any of these events instead of or as well as the one that we've created back at the studio. And the same goes for the one that he might want to create himself in Blueprint. They're all equally valid in terms of progressing your career and expanding your festival as the festival boss. So, between you, your friends, and us back at Playground, I hope you can see there's almost a virtually infinite amount of racing gameplay on offer. But we've done more with Blueprint than just that. So those of you who played Horizon 2 before, I don't know whether any of you did, but you may remember the Horizon bucket list. The bucket list is an awesome list of challenges that you had to complete before you left the festival. And the bucket list is back for 3 and it's better than ever before. We've created a new list of challenges for you to get stuck into. However, with bucket list blueprints, you're also able to create your own challenges now using all the tools that the guys have back at Playground Games. You get to decide what kind of challenge you want to create, the car it uses, the livery setup that it's got, the tune, you get to choose the music that's playing in the background, you get to name it. But most importantly, you set the difficulty by setting that all-important benchmark by completing it yourself first. And when you're happy that you've made it as difficult as possible, you can send it to your friends as a direct challenge, and that's what's happened here. So this is one that's been sent to Andy by one of our engineers back at Playground called JB, and that was his car parked in Andy's world with his livery and everything, right? And you can see from the way he set it up with the title and the music that he's trying to suggest Andy might struggle with this challenge. However, he's been doing this consistently now for 3 days and he has never failed once, so we're pretty confident that he might do all right. However, we're going to show you anyway, because this also shows off one of our brand new ambient gameplay challenges called the Danger Sign Jump. So Horizon 2 players loved finding big jumps and recording them and sticking videos of it online, and we're hoping they're going to do the same thing with 3. And to help them along, we've gone out, we've found 15 already, and we've made them competitive, so they now sit alongside our traditional ambient gameplay challenges such as speed traps and speed zones, and also a brand new mode as well called drift zones, which sound exactly as they are, I promise you. So you get to show off your style and skill in all of these, and you get to earn fans from those just as you would from any other racing events. So they're equally important now in terms of progressing your career as festival boss again. All Andy has to do is land this on all 4 wheels. Pro. He has done it, and he has beaten JB, but that's not a surprise because JB actually isn't very good at the game, which is why we got him to do this particular demo piece. So, more importantly, Andy now has a choice to pass on that challenge to his friends if he thought it was great. This is not a very difficult challenge, so we're not going to do that, but I hope you can see that a really great challenge, if he passes it on to his friends, they'll think the same thing, they'll pass it on to theirs, and very quickly we could get the really awesome bucket list blueprint challenges made by our players go viral. And this is yet another way that we've given the Forza community the tools to be creative. They've already got the ability to livery design their cars, tune them, set them up and share them with their friends, and this is yet another one of those awesome creative features that we've got in there. And that is Blueprint. It's probably the biggest paradigm shift in terms of design thinking since the series began, and it's all about putting you, the player, in charge. So I want to talk a little bit about Drivatar for a second. So I have to talk about Drivatar. It's Forza, we're very passionate about Drivatar. I want to talk about specifically how we've evolved Drivatar for Horizon 3. So traditionally, Drivatar's always been about competition with your friends and competitive gameplay. We wanted to switch that up a bit, and we wanted to think about, what if you could play with your friends Drivatar as if they were your friends themselves in a non-competitive way, in a sort of cooperative fashion. And that has given birth to 2 new features. The one I'm going to talk about right now is one called Drivatar Lineup. So in Drivatar Lineup, you get to hire your friends. As festival boss, you're going to need star drivers to help expand your festival. And so at key points during the game's progression, you'll get a chance to go out into the open world, find your friends Drivatar and hire them. And when you do, all of their achievements, all the things that they unlock in their game, and all the achievements that they make will go towards your progression as festival boss as well. However, you only have 4 slots in your Drivatar lineup, which means if your friend's very good at the game, then you probably want to keep them around. However, if they're not so good, then maybe you need to think about firing them and hiring somebody else, right? And if you're anything like me and Andy, you'll probably tell them when you have fired them, because why not, right? It's a fun thing to do. So that's Drivatar lineup. Something else that's also evolved in terms of our thinking with Horizon 3 is the way we're treating music. We really want people to be able to drive to the music they love. And we've gone about addressing that's a very complex problem, right? So all you guys have probably got vastly different music tastes from each other. So catering for all those tastes is difficult. We've gone about trying to tackle that problem in 2 ways. So first of all, we've got more radio stations than ever before in the game, and it covers a wider range of music than ever before. As a specific example, we've got hip-hop now in the game. That's something that people are really asking for more of. We've got a whole radio station dedicated to that now. However, we've gone beyond that, we've done more than that. So we've also added Groove Music Radio, and Groove Music Radio is this awesome new feature that allows you to upload all of your own MP3s, all your own music files onto your OneDrive and then stream them straight into the game through that custom radio station. So no matter how weird or wonderful your music taste may be, and Andy is particularly into glam rock, so we're going to play a bit of Queen for you on his radio station. You can see that with all these options, hopefully people can now really drive to the music they love.
Give up.
It's a good job we've got rewind in this game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's fatigue. It's like the third day. I'll put it down to that. So this brings me to talk about the final way in which we've put you in charge, and that is through customization. So we've given players more ways to customise their cars than ever before. We've completely overhauled our car customisation in terms of the options that are available. It's the biggest overhaul since Forza began. So we're giving you new rally and off-road parts. We've also got over 30 new rim styles from the hottest manufacturers. So we've got representation from Rotiform 1552 and ADV1, just to name a few. And for the first time ever in Forza, and we showed this on the stage demo, and we're really excited about it, we're offering wide body kits for the first time. People have been asking for it for ages, and we're doing it properly. So we've got representation from the likes of Rocket Bunny and Liberty Walk. But what's more, you can even customise your own vanity license plate. You can choose your own horn sound for your car. You can even choose your own driver character that best represents you from a wide roster that we give you choice of at the beginning of the game. So you can hopefully see how we really have tried to make sure that you, the player, are in charge and that you can play the game that you want to play. And that brings me on to my final point, which is how we've made this the most social Forza game ever. But I'm going to go bigger than that, and I'm actually going to rephrase what I said. And I think we've genuinely made the most social racing game ever. And that all comes back to the message right at the beginning from the briefing, which is about this being a play anywhere title. So to recap on what that means, if you buy the digital version of this game, you'll be able to play it both on Xbox One and Windows 10. We think that's awesome. With cross-save, you'll be able to save your progress on one platform and seamlessly pick it up on the other whenever you want. And thanks to the power of Xbox Live, you'll also be able to cross-play with your friends. So it doesn't matter which version of the game your friends are playing, whether it's on Xbox One or Windows 10, you'll be able to play together. So the perfect expression of all this new sort of feature-rich stuff with Windows 10 is with a brand new feature, which we were really delighted to be able to announce on the stage, and that is 4-player campaign co-op. It's the first time it's ever been available in Forza Horizon, and it's something we've wanted to include way back since the first Horizon game. But this is the first time we felt that it was truly possible and to do it properly, right? We really wanted to do that justice. So this is what we're calling No Ifs, No Buts campaign co-op. And by that, I mean you can do everything you can do in the solo campaign in co-op. And what's more, you can choose when people you choose the people that join you, when they want to come in, when they want to go out. You can drop in and out whenever you want. Everything just works. And what's more, when you leave co-op, all of your achievements, everything you've unlocked will come back with you into the solo campaign, which means you never have to do the same thing twice if you don't want to. And it also means your time in co-op is never wasted. We think this is really important to deliver a proper co-op experience. So with 4-player campaign co-op, driver tower innovations, returning features like 1,000-player clubs, car meets, instant online with no lobbies to access to online free roam and online adventure. Playground games are back, so we've got King and Infected, everything you'd expect. We've also got a brand new flag rush mode. All these things wrapped up together with that play anywhere message, and what we're doing with Windows 10 makes what we think is the most social racing game ever. And to further make that point, I want to talk about 2 returning features which we're super excited to talk about, and that is the return of Auction House and Storefront. Forza players have been screaming for this to come back for ages. We're finally delivering it, and they're better than ever before. So we've got Auction House. Auction House, for those who don't know, is a place where you can go and trade cards player to player. So it's a place for cool auction style gameplay. You can sell high and buy low. And it's also a place where the greatest creators in the Forza community can really show off their skill and their style and the things that they can do creatively. So we've got all the livery designs, all their tune setups, all that kind of stuff. So they get the notoriety and the respect that they really deserve through that. What's more, if I'm browsing all of these listings, as we're doing right here, right now, and I really like somebody's work, I can do a deep dive into that player's storefront. And in their storefront, I get a little bit of information about that player. but I can also look at all their designs, all their tunes, all their photos and vinyls. And if this particular designer, there's something about their creativity that really speaks to me personally, and I really like what they do, I can even choose to follow them if I want to. So every time they create something new, I'll be notified of it. And every time I log on, I can go in and check out their latest creations. And that is pretty much everything, which I know is a lot to absorb. Hopefully you've got plenty to write about. But just to recap the sort of 3 main points, just in case you missed anything. Firstly, this is a game that puts you in charge and allows you to play the game you want to play. It's the most social racing game ever. It gives you a whole host of new ways to connect with your friends and that vibrant, creative Forza community. And it's all set against this beautiful Australian backdrop, which I love saying because I'm the art director, right? So that's the bit I love to say. But yeah, truly, we think it really is the most beautiful open world we've ever made. Thank you very much for coming down. It's been a pleasure. If you've got any questions, I think we have actually got a bit of time.
Oh, no, go for it. Okay, great. So in the demo on the show floor, it's pretty cool. You've sort of segued between 2 different cars. I was wondering if that's just for the demo or if that's something that's going to be in the game.
So we're still in development with the game, and that's a part of the experience we'd love to include in a full campaign kind of release. So I guess the answer is really stay tuned. But yeah, we thought it was really cool as well, right? It's nice. Yeah.
Can you also stream music from your friends? Like say you're playing co-op together, can you stream their music while playing, or not really? Or it's only
so your custom playlist is what you've got access to. So the great thing about that is you can put all of your own music onto your OneDrive and stream it straight into your game. That's the cool thing about that feature.
But can my friends also listen to it?
So you could share access to your account.
If you created a Groove Move music playlist, you could share that playlist with your friend.
Yes.
They could put that into their game.
Okay.
So the nice thing about the Groove radio station is it hooks into the Groove radio, the Groove Music service on Windows 10. So you can create your own custom playlists inside Groove Radio with your own personal files, and they can be streamed in. And then what's more, if you have a subscription to the service, you'll also be able to take advantage of all the tracks that are available on that service as well. So you'll be able to have all the access to everybody's custom playlists that they've created on the Groove Radio, and everything else.
And are you planning to also add any Australian artists in there too? I'm into music, that's why I'm asking a lot of.
So we have some Australian artists that are represented in the radio stations. I mean, we have actually had Australian artists in the past, and we've got more again.
Okay, cool.
It's 2 questions in one. In Horizon 2, we've got like 2 countries, part of 2 countries. How big is the map in Horizon 3? And will it have those cars that you find in the barn finds?
So the world is twice the size of Horizon 2. So you can use that as a metric if you like. And yes, barn finds are absolutely back. I'm not going to talk about any of them because they're a surprise, right? And that's kind of how they are back.
That was fun.
They're cool, right? Yeah.
What kind of feedback do you get from the car manufacturers themselves? Are they excited to be a part of the project? Do they love working with you guys? What sort of
Yeah, so we're always like 100% involved with all the manufacturers, and we always keep them up to speed with what we're doing with the game. And we have some great relationships with them.
The access that we got from Lamborghini to the Centenario was
incredible. Yeah, so we were some of the first people that got to see that car. In fact, Andy here actually was one of the guys who went to go over and photograph it. So it's a tough job, right? But somebody's got to go over to Italy and take pictures of Lamborghinis. Apparently.
And what level of detail do you photograph in? Are you talking about 12K with the weather? Like what level of data have you got seen?
Oh, for the skies?
No, for the cars as well. Like,
you would not believe it.
It's insane. I mean, we go to like extraordinary lengths to get all the detail in those cars. So we use a variety of techniques. We use photography, we use laser scanning, we use photogrammetry.
I'd say thousands of photographs when I'm reference shooting the cars.
Yeah.
Like, underneath the door handles, behind the seats, everything. It's all there. And it absolutely pays dividends when we get the Forza Vista mode. Like you can go under the bonnet, you can explore a load of the cars.
Yeah, so that's another good point actually. I mean, we haven't talked about this with many other people, but Forza Vista is back in Horizon 3. We've never had it in a Horizon game before. It's always been something that's been exclusive to Motorsport. And we know people really enjoy, that sort of exploring the car, opening the doors, and looking at the interiors, and that's something they can do now. It's awesome, isn't it, right? And this is actually the space. I mean, we're still in development, but this is the space that we're planning to sort of give you access to be able to go around and view cars in that sort of detail. And that's why we take so many images, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you messed around with the damage model at all?
So the damage model is as was in Horizon 2, so it's returning as it was, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is there any different things regarding the Horizon Festival? It's a great story, okay, but the Horizon Festival is always a big part of the game.
Yeah.
How it fits in this new game?
So it's crucial, right? It's all about the whole point of this game is expanding your festival across Australia. So you're getting to develop your sites, expand them, and you also get to create new festival sites around Australia, and you get to choose where they go. And then the whole point of the progression in the game is gaining fans. So you go out, you win races, and you show off your style, and more people are interested in what you're doing. You gain fans, and then that allows you the ability to expand and grow your festival.
So now I'm not just a guy that's attending the festival. I'm also helping the organization.
You are the boss. You're the boss of the festival.
Now.
Yeah, you are the boss of the festival, and you make all the big decisions in that festival. Yeah.
It's the first in the series, right?
Yeah. So usually you were the sort of rookie, and you're working your way up the ranks. This time you're in charge. Yeah.
Cool. You mentioned that the weather is cued in from that film that you had taken. Does that mean that weather does actually follow the pattern that had been captured in a one-time film, or is the weather completely running on a separate engine that?
No, so we put a load of work into our weather system for Horizon 2, and all these new sky captures, they go into that system, so they drive that system. So so if you see a storm cloud billowing and building on the horizon it comes across, that will absolutely sort of cause it to rain, as you would expect, and sort of change everything as you'd expect as well.
One more question? Anyone have anything?
I think that's it.
That's it? You always have good questions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.